Amen. Good evening, everybody. That is on with me this evening. Turn this down. Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to yet again another episode with Primal Man of God. We air every Wednesday every Monday at 8:00 p.m. But tonight is an 8:30 p.m. Situation. I'm excited about what God is doing and just what's taking place just in my life and every other individual's life that is on with me tonight. Let me know you're on with me tonight. Share, like, and invite. Again, share, like, and invite. What up, Luther? How's it going on, bro? Jay and Leah, what's going on? Let me know you're on. I miss everybody. Naomi is actually out there. My wife is out there in Las Vegas with the crew. Good evening, everybody as well. Mr. Alexander, how you doing? Tonight is going to be a special night tonight. Like every Primal Man, I'm getting right back in the role with everything. But before we get started, I'd like to read off our mission and vision. My brother too, Jay and Leah, y'all my family. So our vision is very simple. It's a society of men that embodies the true Adam to expand kingdom living on earth and to create godly order in all aspects of life. Men who are serious about establishing God's plan to better communities, families, marriages, businesses, people, and more. And our mission is simple. We teach, train, and empower men to become the Adam that God has called them to be. Oh, yeah, man. Let's talk about it, Jay, doing a Primal Man, getting you on here. I've been actually working on that for the new set of season of men that are getting on here. But as we get into it tonight, I met this brother online, and I hope I'm saying his name right. He told me how to say his name. He's actually overseas. I don't know if he's in the UK or if he's in the Bahamas, but I know that he is not in the United States. But I believe his name is Gershom. If I'm saying it wrong, he's gonna make sure he tells me when he gets on here. But I met this individual online, and he's just been doing some powerful stuff in the community, and God has mightily used him. He's an author, an entrepreneur, an innovator, a visionary, just a powerful man of God, and he's most definitely a primal man of God. So before we get started, guys, I want you to share, like, and invite. Let other people know that we are on here tonight. But tonight, this series, this topic of discussion will be the man and his victory. Again, the man and his victory. I think this is going to be a really good topic, and a lot of people can relate to it. It's very vital, important for to know what it looks like for man and his victory to be established. And God has given us victory already, but what does that look like? What's that process? What's that going through those obstacles, those hurdles? And so this is going to be a great topic of discussion. So Gershom, and if I'm saying your name wrong, I'm most definitely going to correct me when you get on here. But you can go ahead and allow yourself to come in. Just click the camera button or whatever that green button is. Click that button and allow yourself in so that I can accept you to come in. So as he's doing that, let me know how you're doing. Awesome. Let me get him in here. Awesome. Amen. My brother, what's going on, sir?
Well, most of all, let me just say thank you, everybody that's a part of this network. I'm privileged to be on this line tonight from the beautiful island of Montserrat, West Indies, where I grew up, where I'm from. Yes, my name is Gershom Allen, a.k.a. Dr.
Gershom.
G, the love motivator. Man, God is a powerful God, And I've been watching your work. I checked you out, see what you're doing. And right now, I believe that everybody needs each other, especially the way the platform is right now. Social media, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. We have the opportunity to network with people that are like-minded, that want to elevate people, that want to push people.
Yes.
And I started this journey about 9 years ago. And God has just opened and enlarged my territory and I'm just grateful to be a part of this network right now.
Awesome. I can hear you pretty well, Gershom. I just can't see you. But I can see you just kind of frozen. But if everybody else can see him, let me know that you can see Gershom. So tell me again, where are you located right now? You said you were in the West Indies.
Yes, I'm in Montserrat, Montserrat, Montserrat. That's where I grew up. That's my home. But I live in London,
Wow.
England. London, England. Um,
So you live in London. Okay.
so what happened was
Okay.
I lost everything to a volcano in 1995. Everything I knew and loved, and my story, is simple. I knew I had a calling. I knew I had a destiny. I knew I had a gift, which is the gift of speaking. And I
Yes.
decided, through my a brokenness, a long story. I published a book called Masterpiece. In that book has got my story. But in that transition of finding who I was, finding my gift and continue to use my gift and to give it to the world, you know, um,
Yes.
it's just been a process. And now I can finally say that God has given me the platform or my network of people that has been empowered by me. And I'm just grateful every single day to continue to enlarge my territory.
Awesome. That is so powerful, Gershom. I was going to ask you that before we even got started. I always ask every individual that gets on with me, and I just have the pleasure of asking them, what's something, Gershom, that you have been meditating on all week, something that you have been thinking about, but it can be in correlation with what we're talking about or something completely different. But what is that thing that you've been thinking of that you may want to share with us before we actually get started in our conversation on tonight?
It's crazy that you gave me this opportunity because um, this is my last night on the island. And I'm going back to London. I've got a few gigs, events to put on and stuff. And I will tell you this: peace. How important
Mm,
is your peace, your mindset
mm,
of peacefulness, and peace allows you to have that innovation, that creativity, um that mindset that allows you to rebirth something new. I talked about the sunset on one of my vlogs this afternoon. I haven't put it out there yet. And some of us gonna take the opportunity to look at the sunset, and
mm.
see how beautiful the sunset is. And one thing is since I've been on the island for nearly
Good
27 days,
evening, Adante.
27 days now, I realized there's something about peace that stimulates
Mm.
your mindset, that connects you with God, that allows you to realize that He has a power that dwells in peace. So I know a lot of people. You want to shout them out real quick? I don't know if you want to shout them
Yeah,
out.
I was just shouting people as they getting on. They were just saying, "Hey, what's going on, Stephanie?" No, you keep talking, brother. Um, Gershom, this is powerful. I just was waving to everybody because I normally forget them. As I start going in, I know I forget. Um, uh, Eric Thomas was on with us last week, and I didn't even see it when I was talking to Quest. And Quest and E was on in the bottom inboxing, and I didn't even get to see it because I was just so involved in the conversation. So I just made a note to myself. I was like, I just make sure that I catch individuals on tonight. But go ahead and finish talking about the piece because that's vital. Before this is like ties right into when we're talking about victory.
So yeah. So a lot of people ask me like when it, because I wasn't gonna do knockout time. And if you don't know, if you miss knockout time is dedicated to empowerment, inspiration, and motivation, and it's there to align people with principles that will elevate you to, as you say, have your victory. So I
Yeah.
and someone was reaching out to me and said, why you not doing knockout time? I said, look, I need to protect my peace and get my peace in a position of alignment that I don't miss my focus. I hope you get that one.
Mm.
So a lot of
Wow, that
people,
was
a
good.
lot of people get consumed by doing. So we constantly grinding, we constantly putting in work, we constantly focus on our goals, our dreams, our aspirations, but we don't take time out to protect our peace. Shout out to my boy Trent Shelton. It's like, we connect in London, and I surround myself with energy and people that are like-minded to elevate people. And one thing he says, you got to protect your mindset, you got to protect your peace. And as I said, I was talking about the sunset. There is something that happens with every sunset, you know, and you can catch a sunset, you can miss it. I got one I'm gonna put out in a couple. It's about 1 minute, and you can miss a sunset. But in the sunset, there's something that shows you and reminds you of how powerful God is. I
Wow.
can't put it into words, but it tells you that, listen, you have no control. You cannot control the sun. The sun comes
Wow.
up, we grind. But when the sun comes down, there is something that tells you, look, I've already grinded. I already put the work in. Now appreciate that you put the work in.
Wow.
So the piece is
Man, that's good.
The piece is very important to a reset mode, to appreciation mode, to a mode where you allow yourself to say, hey, it's not about me. It's about, you know, the I am. And yeah, definitely, that's been my focus for the last couple of days as I wrap it up to get out of this country and go back to London.
And you know, Gershom, it's important to reflect and to recreate, because recreation, that's the root word for recreating.
Oh yeah.
Or so you know, we get so caught up in the grind, especially just as individuals that are entrepreneurs, go-getters.
Yes.
Nothing is wrong with that at all. But
nothing is wrong.
I even have to stop myself to just recreate, have recreational time for myself to be able to continue to move forward. Because even the Almighty did it. When he created, he sat back and reflected on what he created. And so we get so caught up in our business, so caught up in the world, that our system that we have created, that we forget to sit back and reflect and say it is good. You know, this is good, and celebrate ourselves and reward and applaud ourselves. So I'm glad that you're doing that, man. That's a key part.
That's the foundation. Check it. You just said something that I say celebrate. Is celebrating your victory. So we can put it in right there. You know, every day is a victory, and you know you gotta celebrate it. You know, if you decided to get up early in the morning and you did it, celebrate that. You know, if you decided that you were gonna keep the chicken away, keep away from chicken, or drink a lot more water in your diet, or whatever it is, celebrate that victory. And every time you celebrate every step, you get that energy, you get that motivation, you get that empowerment to say, hey, boom, I'm gonna keep doing better. So there is something amazing. There is something that amazing happens when you start getting a position to protect your peace, to surround yourself with look, okay, I'm thankful now. I grind, I put the work in, I cry through it, I sacrifice, I dedicate myself. Now let me appreciate the sunset. So yeah, that's what's up.
That's what's up. I want to shout out my mother-in-law, Chin Kim, Mama Chin. What's going on, Luther?
We need everybody to share this video. We need everybody to share this video.
Yeah, and I want to say that too. Share, like, and invite, guys. Invite others into this. This is a very powerful topic and conversation. Invite others in. Share it on your page, and like it, comment, interact. Stephanie said something. Gershom, she said, peace is affected in my life when the position of my heart is compassed towards God, no matter what. Peace is affected in my life. Yeah, go ahead.
That first part, I want you to read that first part one more time so I'll get it right. It's affected in a negative way, or is it a positive way?
I think it's positive. She said, peace is affected in my life when the position of my heart is compassed towards God, no matter what. So I guess her peace is affected. Yes, when you focusing on the Almighty, when you focusing on God, it does affect. It does create it even to be higher. And then Luther said, before I open get to questions, I want to read it. He said, progress is progress, no matter how small it is. Count those victories. He was just hitting that up. Oh, she said positive.
We got you because
all right.
I'm gonna go because this is what I love, the matters of the heart, right? You see the heart, the unstable heart gets a damage of peace, and a lot of people got unstable heart. And as a motivational speaker, one thing we try to penetrate people's heart is to know that your principles will guide your heart when your heart has no stability, because your emotions fluctuate. your emotions will go up and down. And it's that time when your emotions are out of control, that's when the heart can sometimes get wounded to the position, say, I can't. And I don't believe in I can't. I believe in I can. So
Yes.
that's where when I was asking you, in an alignment, you got to be very careful with the matters of the heart. But matters of the mind, matters of the mind is a totally different thing, because I know you know this one, renewing
Yeah,
your
go ahead.
mind. Every single day, we have to
Yes.
renew our mind. And when we start
Yes.
renewing our mind, then we will see our victory becomes more easier. And
Yes.
I'm trying to bring you to the question when you're ready. But the truth of the matter
No, this is good. This is he's having a top topic. They are there. Go ahead.
It's like, that's why, everybody talks about success, but
Yes.
victory is more
Come on.
powerful than success.
Wow.
Because success says that you have some form of failure.
Wow. That's good.
I don't know if you missed that one.
That was good.
Success success says there is some form of failure. But to become victorious, or to have the victory, there is no failure, but an alignment with the glory of the person that's giving the glory to the victory.
Amen. That's real.
So
That actually segues into the first question. I could just ask it right now. That first question I wanted to ask you is, what does it mean for man to have victory? You were just kind of touching base on that, so I guess I can ask you that question officially. What does it mean for man to have victory?
I think that spirit just moved, man. But I felt the goosebumps.
Yeah.
When I decided to write this book as a motivational speaker, somebody asked me, are you a spiritual person? Are you like a pastor? And I don't like to carry names or a gender of names. I just believe I'm a vessel, and I'm here to empower, to motivate, realign, reset, and to bring people to a new level. And don't think average. So we all kings and queens. All my sisters are watching right now. And victory just came to my heart. And I remember my favorite movie, Gladiator. Like, at the end of it, when he says, I am Victor, he says, Roma, Victor. But then I say, I am Victor. To say, you are Victor. To become victorious is know that you have conquered, you have seen, you have fought, and you have conquered.
Yes.
And this is the powerful thing. There is no failure in victorious. There's no failures. It's that you have seen it, and you decide to, as a man of God, or a man of faith, a man of belief, a man of backbone. We stand knowing that we can be victorious. And victorious eliminates success. Success says, I've tried and failed, I've tried and failed. Victorious says, I will do it no matter what.
Wow.
I will do. So to me, when I say victorious, is every human being have the ability to be victorious, knowing who's giving the glory.
Wow.
So there's the glory is not. I'm about to quote my boy E.T. The glory is not in the cut. It's not in the cut. The glory is in just the cut, knowing that you will be rebuilt after the cut.
Wow.
So this is the thing. We all get cut. Every human being gets cut. That's a fact of life, and that's because of fallen man. Because we are fallen, we will continue to get cut. But what makes us a victorious man is that we are willing to get cut and we rebuild, knowing that we are fought and conquered, and become victorious.
Yeah, and Gershom, a lot of people that I have met in my life, and even myself sometimes, I get afraid of the process because I know inevitably that I will fall, not to be ended in failure, but I know that it's going to hurt. I know it's not going to feel good. And so sometimes I get caught up in the mindset that I just want to be comfortable. I don't want to push harder, or, I don't want to go further because I know it's going to be uncomfortable. I know that I'm going to have to sacrifice something, and I know I'm going to have to do it. But then once I come to myself, I'm like, all right, let's go through it. Because you just hit it on the head. You're right. The victory is about the previous failure that builds you to success. Because they say that any person has failed. Any great individual has failed, but that failure led them to that success. And I know that all too well. Just wanting to be comfortable, wanted to be just normal, not wanting to go through the cuts and bruises, and knowing that I will rebuild afterwards. And I know people that feel like that, Gershom, that they may have that stigma of just like, hey, I just want to stay here, and I just want to coast this way. I don't want nothing hard. What do you share with that individual? What do you say to that?
You know, I was that individual. You know, let's not be ashamed. Let's not be ashamed of the journey.
Me too.
Let's not be ashamed of the journey. You know, I always tell people the greatest inspiration I ever got, I ain't ashamed to say his name is Jesus Christ. He came the lowest of the low.
Christ, for sure.
He came the lowest of the low. He's the greatest motivational speaker. He's the greatest inspirational speaker. He's the greatest author. You know, and I believe as a motivational speaker, I understand that a lot of people are ashamed to say his name as speakers because they talk about energy and validation and all the rest of the thing. But I'm going to tell you this. I realized that when you align yourself with the I am, when you align yourself with the pure of heart of who he is, he will put you in a position to see you that every wound and every pain that you've been through, they were aligning you with what great is to come. And the to come, the great that is to come will never be unleashed until you accept the small bits of your life that give you a lot of pain. So I'm a college dropout. I couldn't spell my second name at the age of 25. That was Jerome. I was beaten to learn in the classroom, not because of any circumstance that I know, but because teachers did not understood how to teach me. They thought I was dunce, hard-headed, and backward. This is the thing. One of my teachers now, they look at me. He was using tears a couple of years ago because I really hated her. Well, strong word. I mean, disliked what she did to me because she put clothes pegs. You know clothes pegs? You know the ones that you hang clothes up? Yes. She put 2 clothes pegs at the bottom of my lip, both sides, and 2 at the top, saying that I talk too much. And now I'm getting paid to speak. Now I'm saying that to you.
No, I understand.
Not as a testimony to say, oh, put her down. But because I had a gift, and the enemy tried to adapt my gift from the very beginning. He knows your gifts from the very beginning. He knows you long before you know yourself. And that's why I say all glory in the victor comes from him. Regardless, I can't glorify you. I could celebrate you. I can try to praise you, but until you are able to know the praises that he gave to you, you cannot be elevated to the level that he wants you to be. So yes, we go like me. I know my struggles. I know my failures, and I don't call them failures. I know the steps that I needed to conquer so that I can get to the next level. And the moment I start erasing the word failure, I knew that I was going to become successful. I knew that my path of alignment to speak to people like you and to surround myself with like-minded people was going to elevate me to be the vessel to help more people to get to the next level. This is not about you or me. This is not about any person that is helping people. It's not about us. It's about us just being transparent and being a vessel to elevate people to the next level. So yes, that's me. Where I've come from, yes, I put my hand up. I am that guy that used to laugh at and say, look, you ain't never gonna amount to anything. But the moment I start thinking about myself, and I start thinking about you, I started thinking about my neighbor, and start became my brother's keeper, I start getting elevated to the next level. So yeah, and sadly, that is the average mindset. Is that look, I'm not good enough. I don't think what are they gonna think of me? You know, hell, I was cyber bullied for 3 years. I couldn't even type a status, my brother. I couldn't even type a status. Guys, I'm saying this not to glory myself, because the first process, I had to put down my shame and take up the cross. I had to elevate myself through the cross and then think at the end of it, God gets the glory in the end.
Amen. Somebody share some stuff, Gershom. Again, guys, if you can, share, like, and invite. Share it. We are expanding. We're in the season of expanding, and this is just the raw gospel in practical and spiritual form just being shared. And I just want that to be shared with the world. So Luther said something, Gershom. He said, falling down is part of life. if you lay there, you can never overcome an obstacle. When you get up and keep going and going until you conquered the obstacle, man, oh man, what an awesome feeling. And then Stephanie said, she said, this is good because I came from a background where failure was the norm, and I gave up trying. But praise be to God, I am victorious by the very nature of whose I am in Christ Jesus. And Luther said one more thing. He said, wow, look at God. Those clothespins were meant to break you, but instead prepared you for your calling.
Man.
Wow. Yes.
I say to people, I get goosebumps about the clothes pegs, right? Because tears are coming. No, cool. I'm good. In my heart, every clothes peg, I think about it. I remember just tears rushing down my eyes. The teacher said I was just talking, but really most of the time I wanted to help my pals. I wanted to help my pals in class. But because that was my way. Remember, I struggled to read and write. I struggled. But when it came to verbalizing, I had a strength. I hope that everyone could see my energy. I had a strength that was powerful beyond measure. I knew that my gift. But somehow the enemy saw it. He knew that, listen, if I don't damage this dude's gift, he's going to be unleashing it to the world, helping more people to get to the next level. And this is the thing, you know, and this is my gift. Speaking is my gift, but somebody could be baking cakes. That could be your gift. And the enemy might say, look, I'm going to burn him by his hands. I'm going to burn him by his foot. I'm going to try and hinder him so he don't use his gift. So everybody's got a gift. That's what it becomes. That's what it is to be victorious, is knowing that when you find your gift, you wake up every single day and give your gift to the world. It's that simple.
Yes. One of the greatest things is, I heard it was two things that's the greatest thing. The day that an individual was born, and the second was the day the individual found out their why. When they found out their why, it was unstoppable. You don't care how far you have to go. You don't start looking at the obstacles before you, but you're looking at the finish line already from the beginning. And you know, and I had to get to that place. You know, Gershom, I had to go through some processes, even myself, sir, that allowed me or led me to the point where I call it critical mass. And this is something my mentor taught me. He said, once you hit critical mass, which is 20%, and critical mass is 20%. So when NASA, before the rocket lifts off, it says once it hits 20%, you can't cut it off. So when you get to 1 through 19%, you can cut off the engine and get out the actual rocket ship and leave and go home. But once you hit 20%, it's no turning back. I had to get to my critical mass. I had to get to the point as a rocket ship, and mentally, I had to get to the point where there was no turning back. Come hell or high water, sink or swim, I'm going to make it to the next person I was being. And I had to stop chasing things or chasing dreams, and I had to build character. I had to chase integrity. I had to go after those things that could sustain riches. And so in order for me to sustain the riches, I had to go for the things that people can't see when I go to sleep. I had to rest and be at peace and have integrity, have the backbone, have the strength, have the resilience. I had to have all those things before I could even step foot and maintaining the riches. Because it's not that God doesn't bless you, it's that you don't have the character to maintain what he does give you. Because every time we get it, we spend it and give it to other things. We take pearl and cast it among swine. So now we're at the point now, Gershom, that it's like I had to get to critical mass just as a personal development phase where it was no turning back. I couldn't turn back even if I wanted to. I know that Alexander the Great, you may even know this, he said the reason why he defeated and took so much land, he made his soldiers get off the boat and burn their boats. And the only way they could get back home is going through the land. They had to kill everyone and go through the land. That's what made him such a great conqueror, is that there was no boats to get onto. There was no plan B. You either die getting there or die trying, or you're going to get there one way or another. So I had to get to that critical mass point just to have that victory. And I knew that God was going to be there for me the whole entire time.
You're saying critical mass, but for those of you who like the critical mass concept, I'm going to say that it is. it gets to a point of no return. It's of no return. I'm all in. It's
All in.
all in. It's like, come what may, I'm willing to die for this. I'm willing to sacrifice my all for this. And when you get to this point of no return, it's where you start realizing that it's not you on your own. You realize, hey, somebody's carrying me in through this. Somebody's already, my steps are orders through this. And this is the process that you have to go. You will get cut. We talking about the cut. Every diamond has to be cut. You gotta get a cut. But the thing is, the cut is not even like 10% of the process. The cut is just the beginning of dicing you to the point where you feel pain and you realize I can push you to critical mass. And then you start building muscle. Then you start building muscle memory. Then you start aligning yourself with greatness. Then you start recognizing that every circumstance that you went through was there to elevate you to the next level. So, man, I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart, man, it's about knowing that when your purpose is aligned with your destiny, you're guaranteed to know that you will become victorious. No questions about that.
No return. Somebody say I'm there. I had picked up my cross. No surrender and no return. I'm gonna jump into the second question, Gershom, if that's cool with you.
I'm good. I'm working with you.
All right. So the second question was overcoming obstacles can be difficult. What advice would you give that individual to press through, to see to the end, to see until they get there?
First thing I would tell you, listen to me. Somebody comment below this video. I'm asking you, when I utter this word, I want you to write exactly what I say. There's no obstacle. No obstacle. I want you to penetrate your mind, like for real. Remember, I'm a published author of 3 books. You said 2, but I got one I'm going to do relaunch. I could not even type. I was doing this. I could not type. Wow. And now I'm a published author of 3 books. I'm saying this, nobody showed me how to become a published author. But the moment I realized there was no obstacle, it was only challenges to elevate me to the next level. The obstacles mean that they're in your way. They're not in your way. There's a path. Look, I'm going to be scriptural for a little bit. Moses saw the Red Sea, but God saw a story.
Wow.
Listen to me very carefully. The Red Sea seemed as though it was an obstacle, but the truth of the matter is, it was a story that you could learn from the lesson he was about to teach you, so that he can elevate you to the next level. And the thing about it, every human being has to get to a position, listen to me very carefully, of alignment with the obstacle that God wants to give you. But I say it's challenging because you got to change the way you look at things. You got to change the way you think, the way you breathe, the way you manifest, the way you action your next step. Because, you know, a baby, the good book says, unless we come like children, there's a concept of children that when a child sees something that, you know, what if a child they don't have the concept of that I cannot walk. There's no concept that. They don't understand. A baby don't understand that I cannot walk. The baby knows that he's going to crawl. The baby knows I'm going to roll over. The baby knows I'm going to find an object to stand up on. The baby knows that when I stand up, I will walk. The baby knows I will.
Wow.
Once I fall down, it's a part of the process. So where's the obstacle in the baby's mindset? Where is it? If the baby, we eliminate that mindset, we create the word obstacle because it became challenging and we had to find another way.
Wow.
We have to look for another way. Just because we had to look for another way, that doesn't mean that it's an obstacle. The other way just tells you, listen, there's another way of doing it. Einstein, was it who designed the light bulb? What's his name?
Thomas Edison.
Thomas Edison, listen, over 1,000 ways he tried. But he said those were 1,000 ways I found out how not to make the light bulb.
Wow.
So it's how we look at it to become victorious. So if as the question says, it's knowing that you can push through regardless, because that's what we are meant to do. And when I talk about push, I ain't got my shirt on today. For those of you who want my t-shirt, go and get it. I don't say to buy it because I want you to promote yourself in it. It means something. Push says pray until something happens. But there's a work in the grind. You've got to push through. You got to grind through. You got to sacrifice. You got to push past your pain. You have to do it. Because guess what? What if your mama never push? What
Wow.
if your mama decided she won't go push? Like, seriously,
Whoa.
what if your mama said, look,
Everything would die.
nothing will, you wouldn't be here and I wouldn't be here. Your mama had to push you through pain to get you here. So the fact of it, there is a process of pushing that we need to do to get to the next level, to get to what we want. There's a work ethic that we need to have everything we need to desire. He said, I will supply all your needs. So if he supplied all your needs, when it comes to your wants, there's something else you need to do.
My God. Awesome. Oh, man. Somebody said, I almost threw my phone. LOL. They say that's good. Glory. Somebody asked a question. Hey, Alec, what's going on? My sister on here. No obstacle. Come on now. Alexander asked, he said, what are the name of your books?
Okay. Right. I'm going to give you the first one, but I'm doing a relaunch of it. It's available on the website. I don't think it's, my website is www.grinddailylife.com. That's www.grinddailylife.com. And the two books that's available right now is Victory, which is like a self-development, self-guide book. Don't buy the book if you're not gonna write all over it. You gotta write in it. You write up and down it, everywhere. When you get inspired, it's a book that you write. You gotta write every step that you found the process, and by the back of it, there's a diary that you take allocation. I say from the first day you get the book, you write how you felt, what you were thinking, your perception, everything, and then you work through the book. You work daily. So that's the book Victory. Masterpiece is my story. You know, Masterpiece,
Yes.
man, Masterpiece.
That's your story. Okay.
Masterpiece is my story. Like, God just gave it to me. I got straight up. I woke up one day, and it's like, Gershom, you're a masterpiece.
Wow.
You are a masterpiece. We are all
Yes.
masterpiece. Like, for real.
Yes.
We looking out there we were creating a masterpiece to create masterpieces.
Wow.
I'm going to repeat that again so somebody can get that. We were creating masterpieces so that we can create masterpieces. And the moment that we start looking at life from the creative mindset is a moment that you said riches. I don't want you to be rich, my brother. I want you to be wealthy. It's a totally different thing. Have a wealthy mindset. Have a mindset that stimulates your children's children. You know, Solomon was called the wisest man because he did not just consider didn't just consider his ways. He considers God's ways. Everything that you do, you make sure you present it to him because he will purify it. He will put in a position that you can create a masterpiece. So yeah, masterpiece tells the story from where I started, how I made it through, and to where I am now. And every single day I'm grateful that he gave me the victory and he gave me the masterpiece that I am.
Amen. Luther, he said we have to have that failure isn't an option mentality. No matter what trials come, you will be triumphed.
If everybody that's watching this live with me, I would like them to say there's no failures. That word doesn't make any sense. He doesn't have anything. Like that is for an average mindset. And if you need coaching, I do coaching. So it's rebirthing your mindset. Remember, it's renewal. Remember, every day we should renew. Every single day. When you do this, you go to a place, you meditate, you focus, you realign, you get yourself in a position of what your next step is. And then you put yourself in a position of understanding that whatever pain that you were cut with for the day was there to build you. Boom, next level.
Next level. And guys, if you're watching, share, like, and invite. Most definitely invite others into this conversation. If it's blessing you, I'm sure they will bless others that are on the verge of breakthrough, that's in process, that is in rebirthing. So share that. And so again, it was www.grinddailylife.com.
Grind
and I will put it in
life.
grinddailylife.com. And so I will put that in the comments. So if you want to get any of his books, reach out to Gershom. He's like I said, powerful man of God, humble brother. So reach out to him, connect with him on Facebook too as well. Add him. So yeah, I will most definitely be adding that. So we talked about the books. So you can come at this any direction. We talked a little bit about some of the books that you wrote already. Can you share what made you write that, or any one that you want to talk about? It could be Masterpiece. It could be the Relight. Anyone. what made you write them? And also, can you give some information about them? Like, whatever book you want to talk about, what was the story behind that information that got you to that point of, like, you had to write it? And then can you share what's inside of that book?
Okay, I'm gonna be real with you,
Some of
man.
the
Look,
things.
every man's
Yes, sir.
gift. I want somebody to write this down, what I'm about to say, because it's powerful for me. Every man's gift is given to them in a dream. Every man's gift is given to them in a dream. I believe so. From a very young age, I used to tell my sisters I couldn't read. Like, seriously, I struggled with reading for until about the age of 20, 21. You know, every man's gift is given in a dream. But I used to dream about writing. I used to think about it and see all these books. I love books. And this is a guy that couldn't read. I couldn't even spell my second name at the age of 25. That was 5, 6 levels, I think. Gershom. Jerome. The reason I'm sharing this with you, I always had a passion for being an author, but I didn't know what was going to give into me. And I went through a very, very low part of my life, trying to run away from life. You know, that kind of one. A lot of people try to do it. I was one of them. Went to the States, quit my job, made that jump, like Steve Harvey says. And on my way back, I met Steve Harvey in the airport in Atlanta. And he kind of gave me
Wow.
that aha moment. And he says, son, I'm cut the story short. But
No, it's good.
we got that opportunity to talk. And he said to me, son, well, I just told him there's something special about you, kid. There's something amazing about you. At that time, I was writing the Perfect Love Triangle, but I started it, but never, you know, it wasn't good enough. So when I got back to London, I was on the couch, homeless. You know, had no money. I was broke, and my sister gave me £2. That's like $5 in US. And I bought an A4 book, and I started writing my pidgin language. I couldn't even write properly, and I just started to write. And from there, I published my first book 2 years later, 2012, The Perfect Love Triangle. But that was like a deliverance to say, look, you got a gift. And I've got a few books coming that I'm excited about, but I'm going to stumble upon Masterpiece, because Masterpiece, it took me about 4 years. I've been writing, trying to get it perfected to a level where I can really teach people with my story. And I want to teach people that there's steps, there's principles that you got to apply to your life to become successful. There's principles that you have to apply to your life to become victorious. And you know, now being a published author is just an amazing feeling. So Masterpiece is my story. You know, I talk about how someday I grew up in the countryside of this beautiful island, lost everything to a volcano, slept on the floor, didn't have a bed till the age of 12, lost that 2 years later to sleep in an abandoned hotel from a volcano, evacuated from my house, then became homeless, lost the woman that I invested in. That's why I go by Dr. G, the love motivator. Love is what delivered me. Love is what broke me down. Love was what taught me. I took time, 2 years out of my life to be exact, from 2007 to 2009, to focus on me. I did nothing but focus on me, and in that process, it showed me that you have a gift, and your gift is to be the light. You gotta show somebody the way. You gotta help somebody to get through a broken heart, get to isolation and loneliness or depression or loss of loved one, whatever love broken that they had. And I've been doing that, and on that journey, I decided to share the story of how I fought and conquered and became victorious with Masterpiece. So Masterpiece,
Wow.
I believe, is a powerful story of my life to where I am at. You know, many motivational speakers. I started from the age of 25, vlogging on a camera from a plugging webcam. You know, like plugging desktop webcam.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you check me out on YouTube, you'll see I left the blueprint there. My videos, I don't know how to edit. I didn't go to school to edit anything. But all I knew, I had a message. I had to find a way, and God gave me every step. He just took me by step, from YouTube to Facebook to Twitter to Instagram, and it's just been a phenomenal journey. And I just thank God every single day. And the dream is simple: to inspire 2 billion lives, 2 billion, to live their best life, regardless. There's no obstacles, just challenges, and it's for you to find a way. Don't take I don't want the glory. If somebody could just hear the humility in my story, that it's not about me, it's about you. If I can make it through, I guarantee you can make it through. It's a guarantee. It's a guarantee. So Masterpiece for me, it's my story. You know, it's not about success, because success is about your mindset. What you define success about Right now, I believe I'm more successful than Oprah Winfrey. I'm more successful than Steve Harvey. I believe I'm successful than Tony Robinson, because success is in your mindset. So when it
Yes.
comes to becoming a person that believes in victorious, every victory counts, man. If I couldn't spell my second name and I can spell it now, that's a victory. You know, if I could forgive my brother, that's a victory. If I can
Amen.
love my neighbor, that's a victory. So it's
That's,
not about the success, my brother. So I believe love is the key, man. Love delivered me,
yeah.
and I just want to love you and love everybody around you and help us to keep more
Yes.
love in the world. That's what the world needs. If we could
Mm.
if we could really go to love where love is supposed to be authentically, I
Mm.
guarantee you we'll be living like kings and queens, man. So that's all I'm going to talk about Masterpiece. But I mean Masterpiece, it's a beautiful story, I believe. It's a masterpiece. It
Yeah.
describes it, from
Yeah.
the low of the low to the high of the high of where I am today, and I'm just thankful every single day that I'm living my best life.
Amen. Appreciate that. Again, guys, love is the greatest commandment. That is the truth. Love conquers all. And if you are here, continue to share this, share, like, and invite. This could bless you. It can most definitely bless somebody else. We want to expand, not for our own sake, you most definitely, but to bless someone else. I'll go jump into the next question. Um, Being a resilient individual is, and I'm saying this for lack of better words, I mean, you could look at this, pull this from many different angles. It's always awarded or looked at as a model or a role model. But can you share what that process looks like to being a resilient individual?
Becoming resilient is definitely determination.
Mm,
Determination is the first step. Determination tells you, come what way, I'm gonna still push. I'm gonna still show up. The showing up is the first hardest step. Whatever you want to do.
mm,
If you're in the gym, if you're in college, if you're in school, just show up. And when you show up, be determined that I am not going to leave until I get what I want. So it's about knowing that you have the opportunity to show up. That's it.
mm.
It's simple. You wake up, you breathe the fresh air in, and you know I'm going to show up. I'm going to show up to life, and I'm going to give my best. It's that simple. I'm not going to go no deeper than that. Once you show up and you've got determination, that regardless of whatever circumstance may come my way, whatever challenges, what obstacle, I don't even like that word, whatever challenges that come, that's an elevation to teach me about myself, how willing I am to push. And
Mm.
that's what I would say. Seriously, show up, man. Like seriously, just show up.
Just show up. Thank you for that. Yes. Um, success is your mindset. Amen. Listening from Mechanicsville, Virginia. Stephanie said, "Love." Yes, it sounds cliche, but God calls us to love Him.
That
The
is it.
first, second command: love others. So sorry about the caps. Got excited. Odell said, he said, too often we don't experience the love we want because we're too focused on receiving the perfect love instead of being the perfect love. Wow.
Yeah, that
That is, yes,
that is the blueprint right there. The blueprint is simple. Love is not about receiving. Love is about giving. Love is about
yes,
sacrificing for others. Like, as much love you give, it will come back. That's a promise. It's the law of attraction that they talk about. Once you give that love out, it will come back. It doesn't matter how long. That's not the problem with us. We want it in a timing, but our time is not about God's timing. God's timing is totally different to our timing. And this is the thing.
mm,
The more you get, the more love you give away, is the more you're able to see God's timing.
mm.
I gave an
Uh, no, go ahead.
no, I just gave something that was powerful. I hope that you got it. Because the truth
Say
is,
it one more time.
everybody wants to know God's timing. When am I supposed to get married? When am I supposed to go back to college? Or when
Wow.
am I gonna get this million dollar contract? When am I gonna? Everybody wants to know. But the truth of the matter
Yes,
is,
sir.
we don't want to do. The doing is trusting that it will come back. It will. It's like,
Yes.
and that's what the love is. So if the more love you give away, the more things you do giving away, I guarantee you, like you will see God's timing.
Yes. Yes, sir. That's right on it. Perfect love. Yes. Agape. sacrificing, uncomfortable, giving what you have. This is my last question, and I ask every individual this at the end. What does it mean to you, Gershom, to be a primal man of God? Well, how do you internalize that?
You know, primal. When you say primal, I was gonna ask you to define your definition of primal.
So, primal, it comes from primitive nature, like the
Primitive
beginning,
nature.
first, the
Yes.
foundation.
And that's what I kind of thought that's what you were talking. But
Yeah.
it's real funny because I was talking about the first man, Adam, and I was speaking to somebody today about knowing that being a primal man is knowing that God gave us a responsibility.
Wow.
We all have a responsibility. Responsibility. This is the thing. The more you own your responsibility, like take responsibility for your responsibilities, I guarantee you'll see how closer you get to God. Because God created man and gave man responsibility before he gave them woman. And men want women before they can take care of the responsibility. And that's why we have so much failure. That's why we have so much failures in our lives, because we want to take up a woman and we can't even take up our own responsibility of being able to be provided, to be able to protect, and to be able to be the man that is able to own their own, to take responsibility for our own life. So God gave us life. And to be a primitive man to me is to know that he gave me this prayer in my life. And all he asked me to do is to help others. All he asked me to do is to be my brother's keeper. All he asked me to do is to elevate people to the next level. And that's my responsibility. And to know that I'm fulfilling my responsibility is to know that I'm aligning myself with the Creator himself and walking in his destiny that he created for me. And that's what it means to me, knowing that I'm fulfilling my responsibility and taking full control of my responsibility. There's no failures when it comes to knowing that you're taking responsibility. Yes, you can make mistakes, but mistakes don't exist unless you go until you take the mistakes and say, "Oh, I'm not willing to do nothing about it." When you're willing to take, when you're willing to do, like, remember the first time you learned to drive a car, and the teacher tells you, "Look, no, stop! You're doing the wrong thing. You're putting the gear in." That wasn't a mistake. You might look like, "Oh man, that's a mistake. I did make." No, when you corrected it, it's no longer a mistake because you're doing what you're responsible for doing, and that's the only way you can get the car moving. Is if you took responsibility to do the action that you need to do, to take the ownership of the action that you would need to do to elevate you to the position that you need to be. So that's what I say. For me, it's about taking full responsibility for the responsibility for my life before I can take the responsibility for others. And that's the thing. And everything that he gave me the dominion of this world. He gave me the dominion of New York, Australia, Dubai, London, Montserrat. He did not give me just Montserrat. And that's why I will continue to enlarge my territory, and thanking you for the opportunity to be on your platform, for being able to share with you, to connect with you.
You're supposed to.
From your heart and soul, from the authenticity of where we are as humans, that somebody, I pray in my heart, that somebody will get one message. If I could touch one life, then I know I fulfill my responsibility. So that's what's up, man.
Wow. Thank you. I appreciate that, Gershom. Thank you again. And like I said, guys, the link, his website will be in the captions after this show is ended. So if you would like to reach out to him, inbox him. Just a very humble, just authentic, down to earth, just ready to give. So reach out. And when you say responsibility, it just hit my heart. Responding with ability.
Come on.
It didn't say with words. It says with ability.
Come on.
So when you understand, and it's real, like when you understand that your ability is not within yourself, then you don't mind responding at all. When God gave you responsibility, he didn't ask for your words. He asked for your hands. He asked for your heart. He asked for your soul. Like what I'm asking you to respond with demonstration and power, not words. The kingdom of God is not just word and talk. It's a demonstration and power that's connected to responsibility, responding and
it
with
becomes
that.
life. It becomes life. That's all I want to put it. It will become life. Once you speak the word, then you start putting the action in, it will start manifesting and becoming life.
Yep, that's absolutely. That's all the words are, seeds. Absolutely. And we respond by continuing.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump
Go
out
ahead.
of this call though, but I just want to say this before
Okay.
I go because I got something I gotta do. Um, but listen, I think I'm terrible with names, so you gotta tell me your name again, sir. Uh,
Bruce.
it's Bruce, right?
Yes, sir.
Bruce.
Bruce.
Bruce, I want to speak into your life because I believe
Go ahead.
every man needs a word. You're
Yes,
on the
sir. I
right path.
appreciate it.
You're on the right path, and the doors will open. There's three
Yes,
things
sir.
that we gotta do: ask, seek, and knock. Knocking is the work. Knocking is grinding. Knocking is the knowing that we show up regardless. And if we can just
Yes,
continue to be
sir.
consistent, if we can continue to show up, I guarantee you one day we'll be standing on the same stage, empowering and teaching others one day. And
Yes,
thank you for
sir.
the
Yes, sir.
opportunity to connect with you. Have a fantastic and amazing day. Thank you for all of you that be watching on the replay. Please comment below and say watching on the replay. My book is available, Masterpiece. I'm going to try and send you the link. Get your copies, not because you want to, I don't want to praise. I just want to show you how I did it so you can get more of my story, but also to elevate you to the next level because I believe each one, teach one. And that's what we're about to do.
Yes, sir.
You have a fantastic evening, man.
I appreciate it, Gershom. Take care, bro.
I'm out.
Amen. That was Gershom, man, from Mesrac. That's where he is in the islands, but he lives in London. Blessed man of God, word and deed, do it all in the name of Jesus Christ. So responding with ability, demanding his victory. Responding with the ability, not knowing to doing anything for yourself, but for the love of others, is most definitely some things I took away. What is something that you took away? And let me know right now, what is something that you took away from the message on the night? Very powerful. I learned a lot. There is no obstacle. That was most definitely something that stuck with me. Gershom, like I said, I will be connecting his stuff in the captions. Make sure you share this video. Share, like, and invite. Continue to allow this platform to expand because it's not about me. I'm just here to share with others. I never want to build anything that's just about myself. It's not about Bruce Waller Ministries. That's not I'm not even interested in that. I'm really interested in the heart of man. I'm interested in what God is interested in, and that's his people. I'm interested in people and where they come from. I'm interested in their stories, and I'm interested in learning. I'm just like you. I'm learning. I'm sitting and learning and hearing the wonders of God, how he works in other people's lives. But continue to share, follow the Facebook group, Primal Man of God Society. Primal Man Society. Follow that on the group. Follow the Primal Man channel on YouTube. We also have T-shirts, the Primal Society T-shirts. We have that available, and that will all be in the captions. And you can also donate and give however you want to. That goes to bless others. That goes into expanding and what we're doing. We are doing a lot more work in the community. And I just want to say thank you for those who watch constantly. I know I hadn't been on regularly, but I want to say thank you again. And I'm gonna send off with this. Our vision again, guys, is a society of men that embodies the true Adam to expand kingdom living on earth and to create godly order in all aspects of life. Men who are serious about establishing God's plans to better communities, families, marriages, businesses, people, and more. And the mission is simple. We teach, train, and empower men to become the Adam that God has called them to be. I'll always say this at the end. Primal men and women, stand up, stand out, and stand forever. Until next time at 8 o'clock p.m., come and join us. Continue to share, like, and invite, and let this reach out to the masses. This could bless somebody, it could save somebody's life, and that's what we're interested in. But until next time, guys, stay blessed.